This is David Allen with Acuity Lasers, and this morning I'm going to show you how to use the AR200 demo software. The AR200 demo software is in our Dropbox, and it is located in the Acuity Docs folder under the software. So this is the software that you would copy to your desktop or to a folder on your laptop, and then from there you would open this and install it. So I have it opened and installed on my laptop under my folder demo software, and so I will go ahead and open this. So first of all, you select your sensor, which is an AR200, and it tells you to restore the instrument to factory default settings. So what we can do is I'll go ahead and I have power going to the laser through the gray box here. So I will hold the function button, which is on top, hold that down, apply power, and wait for a few seconds, then release. Once I've done that, everything's back to the factory defaults, and the software needs to know that everything is in the default condition so that when you make changes, it's not going to make assumptions. I'm on COM port 3. You can check how to see which COM port you're on if you go to your control panel and your device manager, and you can very quickly see which COM port you're on. I'm on COM port 3. So I will check COM 3 and I select the sensor. I have an AR200-6, so this is for the range. Once I've done that, I then hit the Initialize button. And when I hit the Initialize button, I'm getting data directly from the sensor. There are a few buttons up here. One is relative, which is like a tare button. So if I hit relative, it goes to 0. And then you can measure plus or minus from the 0 point. If I go back to absolute, then this is the measurement of where the position I'm in the measurement range. Of course, you've got your hold button where you can hold the reading and take a look at the graph if you want, and then resume. And offset allows you to input a value that will be added or subtracted to the actual reading. So you may want to know how far away you are from the sensor itself, and so you could add the standoff distance there. Now there's a few other things. As you go down here, you've got an auto scale or invert sine. Auto scale will zoom in, and invert sine will make the number go negative if for some reason you need to go minus. Right here you can change your measurement from inches to millimeters. And then down here you have your sample rate, so I can make it go faster. If I go to 100 readings a second, the signal might be a bit more noisy. And down here you will see what your measured throughput actually is. So we're going a little bit 99.9 to 100.2. So we're close to the 100 that we selected. There's a button here for background light elimination. You can turn on background light elimination, which means you've half your sample frequency because you're taking a reading with the laser on and then with the laser off, and you subtract background light. This isn't usually necessary unless you're in a really dynamic lighting condition. We're in continuous mode. You can linearize the sensor, where you can input a lookup table of your own if you want to increase the accuracy. You have the choice here, sample priority or sample quality. If I change quality, you might see this rate change, as you see here, it drop down. And that's when it's not necessarily trying to go on a frequency base. What it's doing is it's actually looking at the exposure. And so if it needs a little bit longer to get a good quality reading, then it will take a little bit longer. The other thing you can do is you can collect this data and save it to a file. So if I click this, and it tells you what the file name is right here. If I stop collecting data and I want to see this data, then I simply go to my computer, and under the C drive there will be a file called Acuity Data, and of course this is when I made this, and there you can see the data that you can export into Excel if you wish. So that's a very quick and simple overview on how to use the Acuity AR200 700 demo software.